Kia ora te iwi, no mai, hara mai, and welcome back to another episode of Bay Chat. Finally, the rain has disappeared outside, and hopefully we're looking for a good sunny weekend. Kia ora everyone, ko Marcus Takuingwa, and I'm joined by a couple of beautiful looking ladies right beside me here. They're athletes. We've got Brooke Summerfield, and we've got Mariah Nui. These guys are outstanding athletes in their field, and they're also doing great jobs behind the scenes. Mariah with New Zealand Rugby, New Zealand Athletics, and Brooke here as the new competitions admin for Bay Rugby. We'll start with you, Mariah. We hear you're heading off over the Tassie to Australia. But previously, what is your current role with New Zealand Athletics?
I'm the Environments and Culture Manager at Athletics New Zealand. And I look after safeguarding and child protection too. But I've been there about 6 years. Before that, I was doing coach development. But today's my last day actually, because I'm heading over to Aussie in a couple of weeks.
What are you doing over there?
I'm working for Australian Athletics. But as integrity officer, so it's kind of like in a safeguarding space.
Cool.
So big job, new chapter, I guess. Heaps of challenges. I think that whole safeguarding space is going to be pretty interesting, so looking forward to it though.
Awesome. Whereabouts in Oz?
Melbourne.
Oh, I can't beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
Great sporting place.
I know, we'll see. No rugby there though, well, not much anyway, but pretty much everything else, so looking forward to it.
Awesome. And I've got Brooke here. Brooke, you started as the competitions admin at the start of the year. How are you finding the role?
Yeah, I started here in January, sort of preparing for the season. And we're in the busy period now with all the seniors kicking off. They've started now juniors and secondary schools this weekend, so we're pretty busy at the moment.
Awesome.
Getting all that sorted.
Keeping everyone in line, making sure those scores are correct.
Yes.
Nice. And you're also an athlete. You have been on the big stage, standing at the top of the 100 meters. Can you just talk us through what you've been up to this year, some big meets? You've been overseas as well?
Yeah, so I do the 1 and 200 meters. We had nationals in March down in Dunedin. I came second in the 100 and the 200.
Oh, well done.
And then had a couple of trips over the ditch to Queensland Champs and Australian Nationals as well, just a few weeks ago.
Awesome.
So it's been pretty busy, travel and lots of competition sort of in the last 4 months.
Cool. Do you have some big name stars that you have to come up against, or are you the big name star?
My big competition is obviously Zoe Hobbs.
Oh.
Fastest in New Zealand, 13th at the Olympics last year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to be behind her and racing alongside her.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Right, are you a bit of an athlete yourself?
I try to be.
So what's your specialised event?
My event's long jump.
Long jump.
Yeah.
So you like getting in amongst the stand?
Yeah. I guess so. Well, it's because I used to sprint as well. Sprinting's a big part of long jump, sprint training. But I think I wasn't fast enough to try and crack it internationally. So that's when I changed my focus to long jump.
Okay. What's your longest jump on the measuring
6 meters 36.
Whoa, 6 meters 36. Wow. I don't think I could even get 6 meters, let alone 6:36. So that's awesome. Rugby requires a lot of sort of similar athletic trainings. What do you guys do to prepare yourself for a big meet? What's your training schedule look like?
We taper off a bit in season, so we do this training obviously for 1 and 200 meters. My main requirement's speed. And you need to be pretty fresh and ready for that. So we actually back off the training quite a lot.
Yeah.
In the gym, we're focusing on power and plyometrics and speed sessions at the track.
Cool. What about jumping? What's required to be a decent jumper?
So we train 6 days a week. Typically I'd have 2 jump sessions a week, 2 speed sessions or running sessions, and 2 lifting sessions.
Okay.
2 in the gym. My jumping sessions, heaps of plyometrics, hopping, bounding, my speed stuff. Similar to Brooke's training, just a lot shorter because my run-up's about 35 meters, so it's super explosive and focused on acceleration. And then weights is all like our main lifts are power cleans and squats probably.
Yep.
So yeah, super specific. If you see us training, it looks probably pretty random.
Yep.
And like everything's full on, like high intensity, but with a lot of rest.
Okay.
So the volume's not high, not for me anyway, in terms of like the distance we run and stuff, but it's like full effort.
Awesome. Wow, that sounds pretty intense. Sounds pretty intense there. Do you guys eat a lot of food?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Hey, let's crack into it. Club Rugby was played over Anzac weekend last weekend. We had the Western Force in town last week as well, taking on the Chiefs. But we had Club Rugby played on the Friday and the Saturday. The weather wasn't great for it, but it all got played. So let's take a look at the Baywide Men's Premiership last weekend. Gretton, off the back of a hiding the week before, they came to the Mount and dished out a bit of fury on the Mount Marlins, winning by 41 points to 13. Te Puna, they were back home at Maramatanga Park and obviously hurting from their previous loss to Tauranga, dishing out a hiding to Rangatawa, 45 points to 7. And Te Puke Pirates, fresh off the bye, beating a side that was probably in form going into that match, Tauranga Sports, by 51 points to 21. They had the bye. Ladies, do we have a particular club that we belong to or that we've associated with in the past?
Yes, my surname's Riranui, so Rangatawa is my club.
Cool. What about you, Brooke?
Not me. I don't think I can ever bias in my current role. So
Nah. Good work. Got to stay biased there. Others people start questioning maybe the scores get done with. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the AR Plus Premier Men's points table there. Whakarewa out there on top on 19 points, closely followed by Te Puna on 17. The Te Puke Pirates on 16. Gretton Marist in the middle of the table on 12 with Tauranga Sports on 10. And towards the bottom there, Mount on 6 and Rangatawa yet to get off the bottom on the W there. The Baywide top try scorers for week 5. So top try scorer there, Regan Arson from Te Puna. He's out with 9 tries. Declan Barnett from Te Puke right behind him on 8. Jesse Mason Grant from Whakarewa, he's on 6, and his teammate Vera Alley on 4. And Fletcher Carpenter, he's arrived in there after only 2 weeks of footy on 4 tries. Looking at the top point scorers, the Junior Matotea from Gretton Marist, he's the top leader at the moment on 47, followed closely by the top try scorer Regan Arson on 45. As we mentioned before, Fletcher Carpenter, he's only played 2 club matches this season. He's on 42. Declan Barnett on 40. Jesse Mason Grant on 30 from Whakarewa. Vera Ellie on 20 from Whakarewa. And Te Ahi Toma from the veteran from Te Puna. He rounds out that top point scorers chart on 20. And this week's player of the match, and this man's done it 2 weeks in a row. Fletcher Carpenter from the Te Puke Pirates, 2 weeks in a row. Player of the week, AR Plus Player of the Week. Congratulations, Fletcher. Keeping it up. Keep up the good work there, mate, for the Puke Pirates. Let's take a look at some of the other results from around the bay there. Mount Maunganui in the development defeated Gretton Marist by 34 to 19. Te Puke Pirates, they got a win on the board, defeating Tauranga 31 to 19. No result came through on the scoring app from Te Puna against Rangatawa, and Whakarewa, of course, had the bye. And the development points there, Te Puna and Whakarewa, they share the lead on 20. Tauranga Sports on 10, Te Puke on 7, Rangatawa on 6 with the Mount, and Gretton Marist closely behind on 5. No scores came through on the CBOP. There might be something for you there to deal with. No results to report back there. So no results there. In the Eastern Bay, a big result there. Pāroa defeating Tāne Atua 90 points to 5. We've seen some big scores up against Tāne Atua, but the big thing there is that they keep putting a team out on the park. They're not putting out defaults, so keep up the good work, Tāne Atua. The results might not be favourable, but you're still putting men out there on the park. Poro 41 went down to Marist 57. And I can say this score here because I was at the game in a referee capacity. Ruatoki at home defeating Te Teko by 37-17, but that result obviously hasn't been registered through the app, and Opotiki had the bye. In the EBOP Senior A competition there, Matata too good for Poroporo 62-24, Waimana defeating Paroa 20-7, Ruatoki 37 defeating Te Teko 10, and Opotiki defeating Edgecombe away by 29 points to 22. Western Bay results there. Arataki continue their good form, defeating Eastern Districts 24-12. Rangiuru too good for Papamoa 43-18, and Katikati Stags playing at Judea, getting the dub there 31 points to 6. Baywide Colts. We have Greta Maris. They defeated their local rivals, Mount Maunganui, 32 points to 7. Taupo, too good for Maris and Mikes, 51-33. Tauranga Sports, 46 over Papamoa Colts, 17. And Tapuki, 64 over Te Teko, 0. And the Baywide Championship women, they kicked off their first round last weekend. Arataki, the newly formed Mako team, had a big win over Tapuki by 51 points to 7. Also, Whakarewa, who are back in the competition after a couple of years of being out, winning by 26 points to 7. Opotiki too good for Waimana, 29-12. And in a local derby match there, Tapuna defeating Greta Maris by 27 points to 22 at Maramatanga. And in the Baywide Premiers there, Rangatawa, they were way too good for Poroporo, 41 points to 5 up there at Te Ariki Park. Tongariro, unfortunately, couldn't make the travel cross country, defaulting to the Mount Marlins. And Nongotaha, the newly promoted side from the development grade, defeating Ruatoki by 43 points to 0. And the top try scorers out of that, of course, only one round played. Olivia Richardson from Rangatawa showing the way to the try line, scoring 4 meat pies. We had Hope Parata King from Nongotaha scoring 2, and also Sapphire Williams of Rangatawa scoring 2. Of course, you do the maths there. Olivia Richardson, 4 tries, 20 points. Hope Parata doing some goal kicking to get 18. And, of course, the AR Plus Baywide Premier Women's Player of the Week going to Rangatawa's Olivia Richardson with her 4 tries. Congratulations, Olivia. Keep up the good form there.
Can I just jump in here, Marcus, and say shout out to Liv. She's one of our best mates.
Oh, true.
Brooke and I and Liv are doing the Rotorua Marathon 12K run tomorrow.
Yeah.
We were like, Liv, are you sure you want to do it before your game on Sunday? But she's such an athlete, so yeah.
Oh,
Go
good
Liv.
work. Oh, I should have come to you guys to get a photo. We were trying to find a photo where she seems to elude the camera.
Too fast.
She also comes down to the track and does a bit of speed training with us. So
Oh, really?
She's pretty fast. She's a weapon on the field.
Oh, well, congratulations, Olivia, this week's Baywide Player of the Week, and keep up the good work there. And perhaps you might be in for some goodies later on at the end of next month if you're still at the top there. Girls, we're going to take a look at this week's round of matches. As it ticks over, let's have a look. I'm going to put you guys on the spot here and ask you a few questions. You may not be able to know it, but we'll just put you on the spot and you can pick it maybe because of the pretty colours, because it's your local club or whatever. The Baywide Premier Men's Comp tomorrow, all games kicking off at 2:45. Rangatawa, they're back at Te Ariki Park hosting Greta Maris. Rangatawa struggling at the moment. Greta Maris sitting in the in the middle of the table. They can run hot, they can run cold. Ladies, I'm going to put it to you two first. I know you don't really want to make a pick, but what's your pick on this one since you look at the tables every week?
Oh, I think we'll pass over to Mariah because she's
I have zero Rangatawa.
Okay. Yeah.
And the season's a marathon, not a sprint, so like they're just easing into it. I think it's a young team, so finding their feet, whatever. But backing Rangatawa.
Rangatawa for you, got away.
Yeah.
Whānau club. What about you, Brock?
I think it could be a close game.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Rangatawa as well.
You're going to go Rangatawa. I'm going to back the way of the Knights. I think for me, Greta Maris will turn up to Te Ariki Park. They'll be more focused on the game than the kai that will be served in the aftermatch. So for me, Greta Maris to get up in this one, and I think it will probably be 20 plus. Away to Murray Salt Stadium to the Pirate Ship, Te Puke Pirates taking on Te Puna. This is going to be a battle of the round. For me, this is the game of the week. Two teams that are in good form here. Brooke, thoughts?
I think it's been a close game as well. Te Puke have been pretty dominant so far this season. Maybe a home game advantage as well. So I think I'll put my money on them.
Nice. How about you, Mariah?
Honestly, I don't even know. I'll go to Puna because Brooke said Te Puke, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, again, this will go down to the wire. I think there will be a battle of the goal kickers here, but with the form that the likes of Te Craig Ranga and Fritchie Carpenter and Co are in, I think Te Puke Pirates might just get this one on the nose. So let's go Te Puke Pirates by 6 in this one. Over to Rotorua to Puringa Park, where it will be a busy Rotorua with the marathon on. Whatever hosting Tauranga Sports. Brooke.
Another hard pick as well. I think this is going to be a bit of a guess, but I'll stay local and go Tauranga Sports.
Honestly, I'll go for Waka.
Okay, cool, nice.
Just be different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, this one will be a tight one. Tauranga Sports. They've got some big name players in that blue and yellow jersey. Whatever seem to be hard to beat at home at the moment. So for me, I think whatever just to get up, but not by much. Let's go whatever by 5 or 6. And of course, the Marlins, they have the bye. A massive shout out to Mount Maunganui with that serious injury to Joey Ashu last week. We hope that he's resting well in hospital, and thoughts and prayers to him and his whānau at this difficult time. Baywide Development men's games, they basically mirror the Baywide Premier men's. Rangatawa taking on Greta Marist, Te Puke taking on Te Puna, and whatever hosting Tauranga Sports with the Mount having a bye. Over in Central Bay of Plenty, Murupara, they're at home to Reparoa. Rotoiti, they're taking on Maris and Michaels. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm in the middle with this one with the whistle. Nongotaha, they're hosting Eastern Pirates. And to the bottom of the screen, it's Kaukura. They're hosting Galatea. Another shout out to the Galatea Rugby Club. They're struggling for numbers each week, but they are putting players on the park and getting rugby played. So good on you, Galatea. Last thing we want to see is defaults. So getting those men out there, and hopefully next year you can rebuild and get some numbers. Over to the Eastern Bay, Whakatane Maris taking on Te Teko at Rugby Park. Pāroa, they're taking on Poro at Lawson Park in Pāroa. And Opotiki, they're hosting Ruatoki at Princess Street Reserve. And the Tāne Atua men, they get a well-rewarded bye this weekend. In Eastern Bay Seniors, Opotiki are hosting Ruatoki. Pāroa hosting Poro. Waimana are at home to Edgecombe. And Matata, they're at home at Richmond Park in Matata, taking on Te Teko. Western Bay, Arataki, they're at home at Arataki Park against Papamoa. Rangiuru hosting Judea, and the Katikati Stags on Sponsorship Club Day are hosting Eastern Districts. And the Baywide Colts there, Te Teko, they're hosting Greta Maris. Papamoa, they're at home at Gordon Spratt against Taupo. Te Puke hosting Tauranga, and Maris and Mike's. Just make note of that one, folks. They are heading out to Rotoiti to Homingi Park to take on the Mount Colts out there. Kick-off 1 o'clock. And the Baywide Championship women, Whakarewarewa, they're at Puringa Park. These games are all on Sunday, taking on Waimana. Arataki, they're at home to Kahu Pirates. Opotiki taking on Te Puna. And Te Puke, they're at home against Gretton Marist. And in the Baywide, the AR Plus Baywide Premier Woman, Nongotaha, they're at home at Nongotaha Domain against Rangatawa. The Mount Marlins, they will take on Poro at Blake Park, and Tongariro down in Turangi will take on Ruatoki. So looking forward to those battles there. As you can see, we don't have Jax with us today. So blowing the whistle from the middle, just remember to make sure that we're respectful to our referees out there, ARs, and just making sure we're looking after them while they're there. Just on behalf of the referees, I'd like to thank Ruatoki. I've been out there now twice, and they look after the referees really, really well. A few free drinks thrown in there. Make sure we get the kai over everyone else first, and just really making us feel welcome being out there. Remember, we're only a 1 or 2 man team, not a 30-man team with coaches, etc. So just clubs remembering to make sure you're looking after the referees at the aftermatch and making them feel welcome as well. So again, big shout out to Ruatoki for all their warm welcomes and looking after us out there. Team, so it's your last day, I hear, over to Melbourne. What do you do to have a bit of a farewell party?
I am having a little bit of a farewell party next weekend, sort of like a few days before I go.
Yeah.
Just down the Mount at one of the local little bars down there. But I've got so much stuff to sort out. Like moving country is actually low-key stressful. So I've got heaps to do before then. So hopefully get all that done next week, sell my car, and then have a party next Saturday.
Cool.
Wants to buy a Mazda 3. She's your girl.
Awesome. So you heard it there. All the best for your new career over in Australia. Hope you don't pick up that twang that they've got. But all the best over there. Go well, but you know where home is. And Brooke, keep up the good work behind the laptop. Without you, those points wouldn't be updated and those scores wouldn't get through. And I know that you're having a lot of inquiries through, but keep up the good work, and we're right behind you. Good luck to everyone out there on Saturday, and also to the women on Sunday. As I said, respect the refs, give them their line of duty, play the game. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Mike Sheehan. Refs always fed first and free bottle. I'm sure that means down there in the mid-Canterbury. Thanks for that comment there, Mike. And a big shout out to you. But look after the refs out there and go well out there. Stay safe. Remember to wear your mouth guard. And if you are drinking, make sure you call a taxi to get yourself home. So that's us, Baywide AR Plus, for another week. I'm Marcus Howie. Noho ora mai.